Okay, how's that? Testing? Yes, awesome. Well, welcome. I don't know how long you've been listening on. I don't normally have followers, so I don't ever look at my chat. Okay, so let's pop the music back on. I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, but this is found on Reddit. Wooden Vessels does Dungeon Synth, and they said that anyone can listen to their music, they just have to credit them on stream. They are really good. Okay, so what I was doing was working on making a manual, really simple shape key, like minimally reproducible sample here. So that with the intention of, now that I think I have the data structure fleshed out in the engine, I'm just going to copy and paste the actual data into the engine side of it so that I can see if it actually animates. Okay, so we start here, kind of a UFO, shrink down into like our Hershey's Kiss, and then we go here, we add one more. Let's make it really long and skinny. Okay, no. I want to edit mode. Okay. Now zero this one out, then one. There we go. And animate and animate. I think that ought to do it. So for this frame, we want to animate this one at 0. And this frame should also be 0. And then perfect. Okay, I'm only going to make this 20 frames. So now we want to save it. Actually, do I dare applying all transforms? Did it ruin anything? No. Okay. So we're going to call this one Shape Key 01. So what I found out a couple streams ago was that I've only ever used FBX as an asset format for Blender, but FBX does not have a fun time with an easy time with shape key animation. So I don't know if it's on the Blender export side or the ASAMP import side, but it could not recognize my really, really simple shape key animation. Okay, so let's name that. It was detecting it as no mesh anims or AI mesh anim files found, or data found within the FBX. So then I decided, I ChatGPT'd it and said, what do I do? And ChatGPT said, try using GLPT format, and it worked. Or what is it? Is it GLPT? GLTF format. Okay, so I'm going to call this one Wiggle. And if I export it as GLTF, Shape Key 01 GLE. Make a new folder for it called Minimal. I'm actually going to call this Minimal. And then export. Export. So now we have to grab it. And we're going to go to NC Engine, Sample, Assets, Raw, Model. And in another folder, we're going to go into did I put you? D hats, models, minimal. Then we need to go to the manifest. And this is what I'm working on now, is importing, adding support for importing these guys. So I've recently added this new block to our manifest, the shape key animation block. Okay, it's in raw model. We called it minimal.glb, and the action, if I got the right one, should be called wiggle. Let's re-export it because I don't know if you need to do the fake user thing. It's more of a good luck charm for me these days. If anyone ever watching this knows what this does and why you have to check it. I think what it does is, even if nothing is using it right now, and if I close Blender, it preserves it. But I've just found that I have better luck if I check it. Okay, so I have to re-copy it over. Because I changed something. Then in my manifest, minimal, we're gonna call it shape key animation minimal. And then let's, oops. Actually gonna get rid of this one for now, just because it's faster not to test through both of them, because I'm actually working on developing this importing functionality right now. Okay, so that being done, if I go here, I should actually should find something. Oh, did it not find anything? A sub-resource name was provided, but no sub-resource was found by the name blowing. Oh, did I delete the wrong one from the manifest? Close others. Oh, I did. Wiggle. Okay, now what are you? I have a typo in there. Oh, I do have a typo in there. Okay, let's try again. All right, so you're able to parse. What did you find? So you have, let me take a screenshot. Duration and ticks 833, ticks per second 1000. Shape key count 3, position frames 3. $130 vertices. So even that's too complicated. So what I'm trying to do is get something small enough that I can actually just like look at it and reproduce it, copy it as this data format, create an instance of this shape key animation on the engine side rather than this asset conversion tool, so that I can just directly work with the data format to make sure that I've made the right assumptions when establishing the data format. Oh, thank you, yeah. I have the hardest time. I either get extremely lucky and find the sub-resource, or it's insane and I can't ever find it and I just have to cry and then make a new Blender file, because I cannot definitively tell anyone how these sub-resources get associated with the objects inside of Blender. But anyway, so what I'm working on here is the conversion tool. So it's going to go from GLTF file to NCA, which is our asset format. Then I'll also need to serialize it out and then write the deserialization code to read it back in. And then from there, on the engine side, I can then take that NCA format, read it, and actually apply the data. But before I do all of the serialization work, I want to get this just in a raw data format so I can skip a bunch of steps and then see if I can actually animate something with this data format, which I think I can. But I skipped a bunch of stuff that I was talking about earlier in the frame, or earlier in the stream. That doesn't seem to be important, but it might be. So I'm going to actually make an even simpler one. I'm going to make a plane so it has 4 vertices, so that I can actually like copy and paste the data and just manually recreate it. Okay, so I think I'm getting pretty good at this now. Let's see what we have to do. We go here, we create a basis, we have our timeline, we also need an action editor. So then I'm going to add a shape key, and frame 1 just animated at 1. Animate it and then add another shape key, and let's just make it stupid simple. At 10, I'm going to multiply them all by 2. Oh, how did I do this last time? Okay, 1.0, and then animate it. And that'll be it. So this is our animation. Oh, okay. Going back here. So this will be 0 at this point. And this one will be 0 at this point. It is a 10 frame long clip. We're going to call this one, I'm just going to erase that other minimal one. Minimal. All transforms. I'm going to, oh, I have to make the animation clip too. We're going to call this one enlarge. GLB, overwrite it. Okay. The sub-resource is now going to be enlarged, but everything else will have stayed the same. Then grab it, bring it over, overwrite. And go. GLTF data is null when extracting data from accessors. Okay, what did I forget? Maybe it's this? I bet it is. It's this button. I know it. Okay, let's enlarge, file, export, GLB. Let's try that. It's only 3 kilobytes. That, I guess that makes sense. There's not a lot going on. Okay. Data is null and extracting data from accessors. Is there an action in there? There is one. Okay. What am I forgetting here? I could make a vertex group, but that shouldn't change anything. Maybe it needs... I don't think I did this last time. Mesh, let's call it plane. Let's try that. Export, GLTF. Animation is checked. Shape key animation is checked. Okay, minimal 2. Let's try that. Rename it back to minimal. And check back in here in the manifest. Shape key animation minimal. That is all right. Okay, well maybe let's just try to add more data. Or how about we do 20. We're going to make it really long. And then we tab out 1.0, 0.0, animate, animate, 0 here, animate, animate, and 0. Oops. Okay. Then we can go 30. Add another shape key. Animate, 0 animate. Animate. That's more data. I didn't have to UV unwrap it. Maybe that's what it's upset about. Just give it as much data as it possibly can. Let's go to read FBX, which is poorly named. I need to update that name. Read FBX is going to get renamed to read scene. Oh. Okay, could it be because I'm animating the object rather than the vertices? Maybe. Am I doing something differently than I was for the cylinder? And that's a good idea about exporting it as a text file, a GLTF text file. If I just open it, can I view it as plain text or is it encoded? Let's try it. Oh, it's encoded. It's encoded, all right. Okay, now you can pick. Oh, thanks. Oh, cool. Thank you. Okay, now you said that maybe I'm animating the object rather than the vertices. I don't know what you mean by that, because as far as I understand shape keys, all they are is essentially a copy of the entire mesh object. So it's like a snapshot of the positions of all the vertices at once. So it doesn't seem to matter to me if I'm animating the object versus the positions of the vertices. I don't think I would be able to do one or the other, but if you can elaborate on that, that'd be really helpful. Okay, so the mesh has 4, what I'm assuming are morph targets, shape keys in it. Positions and normals they have in the vertex. Weights. So it appears to have the data that I'm looking for. But let's step through it and ask him and see what what Asim thinks it doesn't have. Oh, are you Asim code? You are. Shoot. Damn. I'm gonna do something a little. The only thing I can think about is the difference between the cylinder and the plane is that the plane isn't closed, which can't possibly matter. It can't possibly matter. Okay, cube at the origin. Oh. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so when I was scaling it, I was in object mode. You know, that was probably it. That's really smart. I bet that was exactly it. Okay, so let me try now making sure I'm in edit mode when I scale, because I've noticed that that definitely matters. Okay, we're gonna add our shape key. First, let's apply all transforms. Basis. Then we're gonna add our shape key animation. We're gonna call it cube this time. Actually, that's going to be confusing. Let's call this move. Okay, we're adding a shape key. Edit mode. We're just going to bring this one out 1 in the Y. And then back to object mode. Bring this out to 1.0 and then keyframe it. Then we're going to go... I'm gonna go by tens. Tens, we're gonna add another one. On this one, we're gonna set it to 0. This time we're gonna move this one in the Z in edit mode. And then set this to 1.0 and then keyframe it. And that's about as simple of an example as one can come up with. And let's test it, make sure that... Oh, go back here. U should be 0. U should be 0 here. Okay. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay, if we, let's see, what have I done all the things we need to, we have a shape key, press this button. Do you know what this, okay, the fake user will just cause it to keep the shape key, but that's what that's like the textbook definition, I think, is that if you press this and you don't have anything associated with it and you close Blender, you won't delete it because it doesn't have that 0 by it. But I've associated some kind of voodoo magic with pressing that fake user button. Alright, we're gonna export as a GLTF. We're gonna call this cube. Shape key animation, sampling animation. I'm gonna go back to binary. That's cool that you can do that. Export. And we'll take our cube, 4 kilobytes, and then throw it in here. And what did I call it? Move. So in the manifest we want, what did I call you? Goodness sake. Cube. And move. And cube. Okay. Let's install it. And okay. I think you were probably right. I think that's because it got past the scene before, so it was probably that I was moving the object, and so when I was keyframing it, it didn't have any vertex, so the vertices wouldn't have moved in local space at all. That's probably exactly it. Okay, where did we... Oh, see, look at this. This is crazy. This happens every other time I try to import a sub-resource. Now it's called Cube 002. But I just... Oh. Well, of course. How sly. Okay. Oh, I gotta make sure I'm still on the same album. Okay, so rename the mesh. Let's try that. Export GLTF. So I think I have the data import going correctly. This exercise is just to make sure that it's simple enough that I can reconstruct the data enough to see that how I run through it is going to work and my data structure is going to work when I actually go to animate with it. Okay. Still Cube 002. Well, I will admit defeat and change it to... Why aren't you looking for... Move? Oh, maybe this is actually a deeper problem than I thought. This might actually be a deeper problem. Yeah, okay. Let's set that back. Now it's looking for... I think it's looking for the animation, the shape key animation called move. But then I was trying to get clever and I parsed it by saying so we need both the shape key animation data and we also need the mesh data because the mesh has the AI animesh object inside of it, which is the actual shape keys. So what I was trying to do was say, get the animation clip from the animation clip. Yeah, right here. Get the name of the mesh that matches that animation. And then use that rather than parsing it out of the manifest because I really didn't want to make a new manifest template for parsing data because that's a whole lot of work. Oh, yeah. I will try to fix that for next stream. Okay, so what am I going to run into this problem? here, obviously, when the mesh data name wasn't the same. Oh no. Delete you. Delete you. Let's clean it up a little bit. Cube and key. Okay. Delete you and delete you and delete you. Let's try that. Just output. Okay. So the sub-resource name is cube, which we pulled out of the animation object. Have one mesh and its name is cube now, so should be good. Okay, so now we have our data now. We have 2 shape keys. Okay, this I can actually simulate, I think. So we have copy this whole thing. What does it look like if I do that? Equals please copy nicely. You're not going to. Shoot. Okay. Well. This is tedious. We're going off the rails already. This is why I have max 1 viewer on my streams, because I manually copy and paste a 24 capacity vector of okay, but I really do want to skip all the serialization stuff and just see if my data structure is sound. Then I can meet in the middle once it is. Okay, we have 3. Oh, this is very error prone. Okay. There's seriously no way to copy more than one at one time. This is horrible. Oh, there is. Thank Jesus. Okay. Then the second one. Okay. So now that I have the data format, I'm going to commit and then tentative shape key parsing data format. And then now we go to the engine side of the house. Need to make a new subsystem. Probably won't do that tonight, but tomorrow we're gonna need to make a new buffer. Store buffer. We need to create a new subsystem. Subsystem will get animation just roughly now. We'll make it fancy later. Get animation by name, asset name, then where's my asset template? Then it's going to get to upload all permitting shape all loaded shape key animations to the buffer. We need to create a new subsystem. Loop will be get animation by asset key. Playing animation by asset key. Get current time in ticks. Get current position in shape key animation. Position frames based on ticks. Then we need to pass index based on current position. I don't know what is the current position. Get current index. Pass index from C to GPU int then on the GPU in Vertex shader. We want to look, okay, use index into buffer to get current frames position offset for self. Add position offset to self. And I think that's it. There's a lot to do here when it comes to associating clips and playing them, and I think I can use a lot of it from skeletal animation. Alright, I think I'm calling it a night, but hopefully planning on streaming tomorrow. We'll see, time allowing, but thanks for the help, Naxner. I could not have done it without you. That was huge. Alright, have a good night.